let's see. Test 1, 2, 3. Test 1, 2, 4. And I think I missed my test. Whoops, let's test again. So, a bit louder maybe. I don't know. I'll leave it there. Okay. Okay. Let's redo that. Oh, I forgot how you scale. I usually use something else, but that is no longer what I use. Oh, I still have my audio on. Whoops. No, I meant like I had my audio in my so I could hear myself. I am just gonna look this up because this is not working like I remember it. Oh, okay. There we go. Why? No. There we go. That's what I wanted. Okay. That's probably 4mm, it looks like. And let's see. Let us constrain these to be. Actually, let's just get them in the right spots first. It does not handle if the photograph isn't taken at 90 degrees. So it is very much dependent on how you take the photo and what lens you use. A wide angle lens will really distort the image. But it works good enough for most things. I think this looks pretty good. The only, like, the easy way to improve the image is just to take it, like, put the thing on the floor and then take the picture from high up, because then you get a flatter image. But this looks pretty good. I mean, I won't be able to test it out, but it looks pretty good. So let's see, your distances were 130 between these. Whoops. Let's get a center line going. A circle as well. And these then have to be parallel. These two have to be the same. And this is perpendicular. Right, and we also need Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Oh wait, it's already set to center line, so it will automatically. Yeah, okay, cool. That's the middle point marker. Um, Actually, I'll just continue that. Whoops, I'll just continue that line. And say that has to be. Okay, what is the. Yeah, I would appreciate if you showed how it was overconstrained, but I guess it doesn't. Interesting. Oh, okay. I mean, yeah, that is overconstrained, but mm, um, because saying that these two have to be parallel, this has to be perpendicular. I mean, that automatically means that this is also perpendicular on this, but I guess you're not allowed to specify that. That's weird. Oh well. Um, okay, this is looking interesting. Okay, that was not what I wanted to do. Let's fix the center point. And let's fix. So you said 130. Okay. Hmm. Okay. This is fine. Why did it not unfix this? So, thank you. There you go. Okay, let's fix that. Yeah, the image might be a bit too close for this to work reliably. Yeah. The image is mostly just a sanity check. I'd usually like do it with measurements as well, but they should preferably land fairly close. Okay, I'll wait for the new image. In the meantime, I'll work on something else. Whoops. Cool. Yeah, I was working on this before anyway, so I'll just do that just to keep something happening. Oh, come on, KiCad. This is still sort of experimental, I think, and it is meh. And then it's not self-intersecting. What are you on about? Okay, I guess it doesn't want the last point. Okay, so that looks like that. That should be good. Let's see. Okay, yep. So because the reason I'm doing this is, oh, well, that's not what I want. Why is it so much bigger than the other one? Same dimensions. Did I make the other one 12? Well, no. Eh. 13. What the hell? Um, huh. Yeah, it's 13. And this is then... Oh wait, does it include the... If I make this 1... No, it doesn't. That's weird. Um... Oh, cool. New picture. Oops, that's not what I want. This is confusing me. But that's about right. Let's see how that looks. Cool. It's so what this that I was just doing in the meantime was a little PCB I made for a friend, and basically you have to solder a disc on the back with a disc with another solder point in the middle, but these two can't be connected. And with this over here, they are. It's just one big surface mount pad. With this one, so the reason I have this line is because KiCad. Actually, let me check something. I'll just save this and then I'll check. Can it do a 0 size middle hole? 0 and then remove this. Nope, you can't do that. So yeah, the reason I have this line is just because the pad is actually here. I just put it to 0.5 millimeter wide so that it basically doesn't exist. And then I made a ring out here, and then KiCad has to have it 1 polygon, so I had to add something connecting the ring to the pad. But yeah, oh well, that's done. Ish. I'll finish that later. Okay, new picture. Interesting. That picture loaded from right to left in Chrome, and it did the good old slow load. That was weird, but okay. Okay, let's ooh, that's more laggy than I thought it would have been. Interesting. Let's put that there. That's not what I want to do. We got a whole lot bigger. Okay, circle. Let's make it for construction or solid line. Solid line. And another circle. And actually, I can pick up. Yeah, I can pick up those here. So if I want to, no, come on. I'm gonna make this like that just for now, so it doesn't turn blue all the time. Line, construction line. Let's fix that and that, and let's put this in the middle of that. Okay, and we'll do the same up here. Okay, let's get, so those are now, yeah, okay. Those have to be perpendicular. And then that should give me the center. So that's like that. And then that is like that. Cool. Okay, let's get the holes. And man, it is annoying. It's snapping to the grid right now. Let's not make these. So I'm hitting X to all sorts of shortcuts. I'm still gonna keep this for construction. For construction means it's just a line you can use to dimension off of, where the solid ones you can actually like extrude these. That was not what I wanted to do. Like you can actually extrude these. You can't with these out here. So that is 94.634. And the ring itself is about 174. Maybe this seems like that would be 175. That seems okay for most of the circle. This is just like a 1 millimeter error. That's gonna be okay. Then we will have a circle up here. We'll just put it somewhere random and god damn it. Okay, there you go. 4 millimeters. And let's put it there. And then so it has to be on this line as well. Okay, yes. Cool. And this would be 74 millimeters away from the center. Cool. Okay, can I turn the grid off? Not easily. That's okay. I'll just hold control. I don't understand why it wants to do that. But I probably just hit X on accident. Okay. Equal. Nope. Yeah, okay. It complained that I'd already put the constraint on. It's like, okay, why not just put it on again? Oh well. Don't know why I'm positioning these so carefully. I don't really have to, because I'm gonna apply some other constraints to them. Okay, so they have to connect. That has to be construction lines. Cool. And then let's have a point which is on that line and centered on that line. Let's get this down here. Yeah, and let's actually freeze that one. That should be frozen, right? Yeah. Okay, let's unfix that one. Why? There's 2 points here somehow. That is really annoying. Okay, I can move it now. Good. Okay. These have to be perpendicular. These have to be perpendicular. There has to be some angle, and that has to be the same. This has to sit in this hole right there. And you said that the bottom one should hopefully be, yeah, a bit longer than this, but that seems about right. No, no, fusion, no. That one. Let's make... I don't want it to be horizontal. I just want to dimension this line. Thank you. 130. Okay. This I should probably not actually attach this constraint yet, because I actually am specifying an angle. And I don't know the angle. So let's see, is there an equal angle? No. Because I don't really care about the angle right now. I mean, I could just... Yeah, I'm just going to worry about half of it. And then I'm going to make... I'm going to delete this, and I'm going to delete this. I think these were specified this way. There they were. I'm going to delete this, this, and this. And I am going to do it half. So like that. And then like that. And then this was 130 divided by 2. And the top was... Nah, just for hobby. I have a 3D printer and you kind of get into CAD from that. So 100 between these up here, okay. So 50. Oh, that is looking a bit sus. But maybe... No, the center should be picked up correctly. So I'm gonna try and see... Yeah. So 98 millimeters between the top two seems more correct. Let's see when I mirror it what happens. And then you said the distance between these were 87. That might work out. Okay, let's try and mirror this. Sketch, mirror. Wait, I'm not interested in those, I'm just interested in these. And yeah, this does not follow this, so there's a bit of skew there. Okay, so put that there, put that there, and then let's see if we took 129 millimeters. That looks a bit better. Bottom to left top is 88.5. Is that measured like this, or is it if you oh, actually, oh, I don't know if I can actually do that easily. I think I'm just gonna go off of the picture. Why are you letting go, Fusion? Center to center, okay. So like that. So 88.5. Yeah, that looks about right. Okay, I have to turn this grid off. It's one of these fancy programs where the menu apparently was too useful, so they removed it. So now you have to look for things in weird places. If you're curious, so I'm still sort of new to Fusion. What I used to use before was called Unshape. It's an in-browser CAD. It was a bit different, but worked really well. And the benefit of it was you could do it in anything that ran a browser. So I could use it on Linux as well. This is not supported on Linux. But yeah, they did things a bit differently. Okay, there shouldn't be any grid now. That's nice. I say that, but oh, the grid is there, but it shouldn't snap. Okay. What's this current? Yeah, let's not have that. Why? So I'm holding down my mouse button, but okay, now it didn't let go. It just kept letting go after moving like 3 little stops or whatever. Okay, so let's put these so that they're equally off. Probably something like that. A little bit more down. Okay. And let's mirror the circle and the circle. It didn't pick up the point earlier, which was weird, so I'm going to pick those up too. And that looks pretty good. So I'm going to go with that. And then let's make this a ring. Okay, so let's see the cutout down here. I'm just gonna be lazy and do. So what am I gonna do? Curves? Yeah, I think so. No, I'm gonna be even lazier. Doop. Just gonna do some lines. And do I want to do an entire cutout, or do I actually want to keep it as a ring? That might be a bit more solid. Let's see. I am gonna do this, and then I will say nope, that's not what I want, and it didn't work, so that's good. This. What? I want these to be parallel. Why am I not allowed to do that? Okay, thank you. Then I want this to be somewhere around like there. And then these should be equal length. And Yeah, that's a nice number. Okay. Line. Just do that and what? Okay. Put this line on that line. Put this on the... Okay. Oh, okay, I have already applied it. Good. So like that. Yeah, looks okay. I will extrude this. 5 millimeters should be good. And then if I look down on that, how does that look? Yeah. 5, oops. Five millimeters. Yeah. And let's see. So I don't need the majority of this ring, so I'm gonna get rid of that, but I'll just make it like this first. Let's show that just a bit more. And create a new sketch on this. Then I will create a ring, add another ring, and some points. Oops. Actually, these should be concentric. So, yeah, that's one thing. I used to be able to, in Onshape, pick the edge of the circle, but when you want a dimension of a circle, it'll always pick the center. And that's really annoying. So I have to go in and put points on them, which is just a waste of time. But that is what they want, so oh well. Let's make a construction line. It goes through all of these and is straight. And I also want to pick up the center here. So that should be on this line. Okay. And this center should also be on this line. Cool. This is now straight through. So now I can dimension this. Oops, not like that. And I want 3 millimeters, 4 millimeters, 5. Okay, how does that look? That looks good for these two, bad for those. So maybe what I should do instead, because these are not all in the same circle. So let's make sure it's actually a line and not a construction line. So let's see, up here, up here, up here, up here, and down here. Let's make a construction line from the center of this to this, I guess. No, Fusion, stop being dumb. Thank you. Line goes up here. Wow. Okay. Then I will take, I have to do the point still, but oh well. a line. Right. Oh, they don't have a normal constraint. I forgot. You can't pick a normal of a circle. Okay. Well, I just have to hack my way to it then. And then... Nope, that's actually not what I want. That's what I want. I'll do the same up here. And no, P is not for point, P is for projection, which is, I don't know, fine, I guess. Okay. So then I want this piece here to be 5mm wall thickness around the hole. Actually, I changed my mind again. I will make this a construction line. Actually, I'll just completely remake it because that's faster. Yeah, stop sketch. Go back to before I created it and do this. Construction line. Like that, and then I can just do this 5 and do that again the other way. Cool. And then I'll redo that because those were construction lines and I don't want that. 2.5. Cool, and then I will do the same for these, but these are the mounting points. So I will do these at how thick do I want that wall to be? 5mm? Yeah. That's way overkill, but yeah, it's fine. I keep hitting the wrong key. Oh, and apparently the wrong geometry as well. 5. Actually, can I just pick this? What is? Can I get a name of this one? That's actually something I haven't tried before. Let's see if I can just get the name of this one. It's D25, okay. So, yeah, that works. Okay, and then I'll extrude. Nope. What I will do is I will remove the. Wow. And I will need that again and re-extrude that. This is not that pretty, but let's see if I can change that to object, that one. Okay, so some fillets, 3mm ones. What does that look like? 4. Whoops, not 45. 10. 10. Let's see if it'll allow that on all the other ones. Not the one I want. That's the one I want. Let's see. Does that look nice? It's better. Let's go back in and because I think I want to make these a bit bigger. Try like twice the size. And then I have to fix this one. I'm not allowed to. God damn it. And that somehow, just flipping it twice, somehow allowed me to do it. Cool. So that now looks like that. And that is kind of weird. Let's see. Yeah, I got that. So let's go to 8. Nope, it's still doing that. Is that there before? Yeah, that's there before. So that is an extrusion issue. Okay, I have to pick these. Cool. Yep. Right, it lost the inside edges because they're no longer there. So let's pick these. Yeah, because this snap fit is really hard to 3D print properly. Because well, if you want to print it that thin, it has to be fairly accurate actually to work. It's something you just nail down with injection molding once, and then you just spit out a ton of them, and it's fine. So I'd rather not mess with that, with the tolerances there, and just print a small bracket to mount the bracket to mount the AP. Okay, so let's see. How do I want to mount it to the wall now? We have the cutout down here. I'm assuming that is already big enough to allow the cable to fit while rotating. So I'm just gonna steer clear of that. Also, no, I'm gonna rotate it at the end when I'm done. So let's see. How wide is the access point itself? Diameter. Because I'm gonna need to avoid that. Okay, that should be the. Wait, no, that should not be the center because these aren't different diameters. I can pick it up from one of the other sketches. The reason I have all of the 5 holes is because then it fits everything from the UAP AC Pro, UAP AC, and the UAP AC HD. So yeah. Oh right, that actually kind of reminds me. I should probably check which one is the largest. I think the HD is the largest one. Yeah, yeah, it's the widest that matters because it has to clear the wall. I'm gonna check if the datasheet has these measurements. Yeah, let's give it a look. It does 220 apparently at the widest. So let's see about the yeah, that's about what I'd do too. If I had to do it on site, but just having a file you just throw at a 3D printer, it's pretty hard to mess up. Like you just throw it at the 3D printer and it gives you a bracket that works. Um, and you can get anyone to do that. Let's see if this is bigger or smaller. I don't know why it does that, but here we go. Yeah, that is small. So 220. Um, so this has to be, whoops, 220. So we have to avoid that. And I want the cable to be at the wall. So let's see, how wide of a stance do I want on this, and how do I want it to come off of this? So let's say we have the wall back here. The old one I just extruded back, but I mean that's a bit of a waste of plastic. So let's yeah, actually let's just take this on circle here and just run it like so. And then let's make it tangential. And let's make these parallel. And Cool, and then let's put this, so this is the AP, so let's put this, oh, once again I have to put a point on it. Put it 5mm away, why not? And then let's make a 5mm thick. Nope, let's just do it the easy way then. And these were not supposed to be construction lines. Yeah, that's already constrained. That's okay. Cool. And then let's do this at 5mm. See, I know 5mm will be enough, but it just looks so small. But it will be enough. So let's make a square hole in here. And I cannot use squares because it's slightly off angle. Actually, questioning, can I use the square and then just... What does this constraint mean? It's not going to give me a name? No. I think that means horizontal. So yeah, no. So I have to... Cool. And distance, let's make this 10. Okay, this might not be enough with 10 though. So let's do 20 instead. This looks weird. Oh well, let's give it a go. Whoops, not that one. This one. Okay. So the main problem with a design like this is, but it's hold up, fine for everyone I know who's tried this. You'll, oh come on, I can barely move around. Okay, well, so the print will be printed laying like this. So the layer lines will go up like this. It means you're actually screwing in between layer lines here. So if you don't have good layer adhesion, you can split apart at the screw holes. But I haven't had any issues with it, so it should be good. Yeah, I definitely want to beef this up, but I just want to figure out where the screws go first. Actually, maybe, you know, I think I'm gonna beef it up first. I'm gonna do it with a fillet just because they're nicer. I could just do it all the way up there. Yeah, this is gonna be fun to dimension off of. God damn it. Let's make it opposite plane and let's make it go this way. 5 millimeters. Oops. Minus 5 millimeters. Thank you for showing me whatever this is. I added 5 millimeters just because I think it looks slick, but yeah, I probably do want to make it bigger. What happened to the plane? Oh, okay, it's the right place. Cool. Circle, circle, and then what kind of screws should I mount that with? 6 millimeter hole should be fine. And then they probably won't have a head larger than 12 millimeters. So these should be that and equally sized. And this should be 6 millimeters, and this should be 12 millimeters. And then I will place these. Let's pick up. Okay, so I probably just want to put them in like the middle. Oh, damn, that's a nice picture. Hmm. Yeah, I'll probably put it a centimeter from the wall then. Let's see. Distance. God. Um. Thank you. There you go. I probably want to move this a bit more this way. Yeah, like that. But then, okay. Also, I forgot entirely how you moved that again. I mean, I guess I can just do minus 6,000 and that'll be fine. I don't really know how I want to dimension this, but I think I'm gonna do it from this line down here. So I have to project that in. Come on, that was a P. What the hell is going on? Okay, there you go. Okay, so we should have those in the sketch now, and then we can actually hide this. Okay. And that's because I'm used to E being equal, but on here it's extrude. And then this should sit. I want this point. Why can I not? Oh. Whoops, I made a new sketch. That's not what I wanted. Also, why in the world did it just disappear? I was out partying yesterday, so my voice is a bit dead. I don't want that to be in the middle. Denmark. Okay, that should do it. Let's get this back in. Whoops, that's not what I wanted. Let's project this side and this side. My IRC IP is running on a VPS I'm renting, so that is in Germany. That is correct. I'm using the launch. I can definitely recommend that client, but you have to self-host it. It's basically self-hosted IRC cloud. What was I doing? I was doing this. So let's see. Let's hide this again. So what's the distance from this to this? It's 10. Let's do the same here. 10 and 10. And then I think I'll put another one in the center between those two. Nope, not a hole. I want to do a horizontal constraint. Okay, and a line that is a construction line between these two. And then this has, whoops, and then this has to be equal to that. I could have also just put a line between those two and made that the middle point, but either works. Okay, so let's get this extruded. This one will be two-sided through all and through all. Why did through all not work? Okay, good. And then we will also take that and that. And then these will go that way through all. Cool. So now you have screw holes. Let's look at this now. Yeah, that looks kind of funky. We can do a bit of a small fillet, a 1mm fillet maybe. And that looks pretty decent. What about a 2mm? Yeah, I prefer that. And then let's get that one too. The best way to get to know CAD is mess around in CAD. And then you pretty much, so you want to get used to the idea of do a 2D thing, extrude it and stuff. I would not recommend SketchUp for 3D printing. SketchUp is a what's it called? It's a mesh-based editor. It's it doesn't do solid models necessarily. So you can do like open faces and different stuff, and it can export STL files and such, but with plugins, but it's not really suitable for 3D modeling. It's much more suitable for visual things where you have to do like architecture or stuff like that. But for 3D printers, it's not really suitable. So I'd recommend Fusion 360 from Autodesk if you go on Windows or Mac. It is free for startups. That means, well, basically the way they do it is you download it, it looks like it's paid, but it isn't. And the conditions for that is you can make up to, as long as you're not making $100,000 a year using it, you don't have to pay for it. So as long as you're making less than that, you're actually allowed to use it commercially as well. That is actually a reason I switched to Fusion, because Onshape changed their terms of service so that you were no longer allowed to use their free service for commercial usage. But the benefit of Onshape, and if you are just doing personal stuff, I would recommend that, is that it's in browser. So yeah, let me just log in because I don't know if it shows stuff. Oh, it is already logged in. Cool. So it's in browser, and the only thing I actually do commercially was this keyboard here. So, but yeah, I can I can show you how that looks. So the reason I really liked Onshape was because it works on Linux, because you can just run it in your browser. So I could run it on my laptop. It's a bit slower, not much actually, which is impressive, but it is a bit slower. This isn't loaded yet. This particular model is torture though, because this top plate here has so many small lines and points. And the PCB, no, the PCB is okay because I deleted it, but it had all the parts on it as well when I exported it. But yeah, so this is pretty nice as well if you're on Linux. But that is only free for personal use, and all of your models will be public. The pricing on Onshape is absolutely ridiculous, and I'm not a fan of them. So this is $1,500 per user per year, and that's the cheapest option they have. Some 3D printer dude spoke to them about maybe having a maker license, but they weren't interested in that. In fact, they went and added the $20,000 minimum configuration enterprise option. And yeah, I don't know. They seem to be doing all right, so I guess it's working out for them. Okay, and then I usually do a chamfer on the bottom, because on 3D printers you usually squish out the first layer a bit. So this just makes sure that, oh, it tries to combat that a bit. And I just happen to know on my printer 0.5 of a millimeter is usually the correct amount. There's one more kind of CAD that I actually didn't know existed before, but it's pretty interesting. And if you find yourself, if you prefer scripting, I will not recommend FreeCAD. FreeCAD is a horrible mess of a CAD program. But this particular extension or plugin is called CAD Query, and it looks oh, come on, looks like this. So let's open a script, and what would that be? That would be in KiCad. That would actually be on my D drive, I think. And then just KiCad straight up. Yeah. Oh, I may actually not have this because there's a separate. Let's check. Oh well. I'll open an example then. But that's scripting, which some people find easier. I am still not sold on it. But in this case, it's you script this here, so you define everything, and then you say you have a work plane, which is the front. You make a circle on it with circle radius, and then you take the result, and then I don't know what the center command does. Oh, it's moving the center to this coordinate. Okay. And then they make a rectangle, and then they move the center again and make a circle, and then they extrude all of it, and then that results in this. Oops. So yeah, if you like scripting, Kakuri is a Python version of that, and there's also a more popular one because it was first. So it got early adopter benefits called OpenSCAD. It's its own language, and it's a bit limited compared to Kakuri, but it's a thing. So this was someone who made a flexible battery holder, and they made it customizable, so you can go in here and customize all sorts of stuff. Like, so they have options for battery type, and you can also just call this flexbat command yourself, which is, let's see. Well, there's a flexbat where you can call without the AI. That's just a base one where you can just give it dimensions. So yeah, there's a lot of options. A lot of people. So this particular one is very good to use a scripting language for this, because you can just go in and specify, hey, it's this side. Here's a function that generates one, and then you can make a function that just generates as many as you want next to each other. And yeah, it's pretty nice. But you can actually do that in here too. There's some parametric design you can go in and specify in a similar way, and I just prefer this. But yeah, it's an option. But I think that's about as much makeup I'll put on this. Actually, I lied. There you go. Oh, right, I had to move out the which one was that? That was why is it not showing the dimensions? I have a feeling it was this one. I want to find the. Oh boy. It's usually more stable than this, but I guess it doesn't like me streaming. I can't even kill it. What? It autosaves. I think it killed a lot of my PC actually. Oh, that's great. Yeah, let me close this because I know that's a dev version. So, and now Windows. Look at this, it's brilliant, right? Oh man. I'm gonna use Task Manager to kill Task Manager. Wow. That's the first. Oh, there we go. It now died on its own. Cool. Let's see how far back it auto-saved. So on Linux I'd use Onshape or CAD query. I'm not a fan of the company and how they're really corporate focused, but it's a nice product. So yeah. So how far did I get here? What is missing? The chamfers are missing and the fillets on the holes. That's about it. Cool, let's save that. The thing that I don't really think about, because here in Denmark it's pretty hard to actually be offline, but with Onshape you actually have to be constantly online, and with Fusion you have to be occasionally online, because Fusion actually is cloud-based too. Like everything here is stored in the cloud, and if you import models, they're converted on one of their servers and then sent to you. Right, so I was gonna. So when was this created? This was created down here. So let's change the sketch. Let's put it 2 centimeters from the wall. Yep, that should do it. So if we then put the canvas on, yeah, looks pretty good. I guess I'll don't really have a reason to print this because, well, I don't have anything to use it for. I was just looking for something to model, and someone had requested this a while ago. So yeah, okay, what's the size of this? Whoops. Right, oh yeah, I had to where's that? Move copy. So that has to be, sure, rotate it around that axis, like, whoops, nope, around. Oh, that was right. Yeah. So I have to first figure out what the angle of this is. I normally print from Windows, but that's really not. Like, I can show you actually. So my printer is always on. I have 5 volts separately to it, So, whoops. So this is my printer interface, and I can turn on and off the main power. And basically I just go in here and pick the G code, and then the G code I get from Slicer or Slick 3L. That's my preferred slicer. It's a bit more, I think it's a bit less user friendly for setting up, but you get, well, that's not entirely true anymore. You used to get more options than in Cura, but I think you do get, once you set up your interface, so these are the things I added myself out here, like you can pick what you want to see out here. I think, I don't know, I prefer it. It gives me better results. It might just be down to how much time I've spent configuring it, but yeah. And you just add a file here and send it to the printer, and yeah, that runs on Linux or Windows, doesn't really matter. Yeah, I just use those slicer. I recommend if you go for slicer, go for the nightly dev builds. There are some issues with it. One example I can try and show is let's see. What was it? It was the gift card 1. Nope, it was gift card 2. Okay, so this has these wheels, right? And so this has these wheels, which are supposed to look like that, but when you slice it in the latest developer version, actually a few days old developer version, first of all, I accidentally put a brim on that, and I don't want that on this, like at all. But yeah, so if you slice that in the developer version, of course it's not going to show it now. Anyways, the version I printed this with, oh, there, actually it does. So there's an issue with it, it sometimes doesn't respect perimeters, and it does this infill here through the part, like through the walls. And that's not an issue in the stable release on the same model. So there are a few issues with the nightlies now and then, but this is a fairly minor issue. It happened to do it on the wheels when I actually printed it, so I guess this is a bit different. But yeah. Right. And as SWK is saying, hey SWK, I don't know if he still hangs out, but he used to hang out in RepRap too. But yeah, Octoprint is very popular as well. It is basically just a web interface that just talks to the printer over USB. So yeah, an important thing to decide when you do 3D printing is remember the limits of the tool, and there are definitely limits, but they're fairly impressive nowadays. What is this angle? $1.7. Cool. Okay, this should be pretty much horizontal now. Cool. Okay. So, guess I'll just make a like this, and then so this will fit on a, oh, that's a problem. 216 millimeters, that's a bit bigger than a lot of common printers. I wonder if we rotate it, and I'm just going to do this instead. So if we took this, I usually try and keep my designs, at least designs for other people, I try to keep them under 200 by 200. That's not a problem on my printer, but that's my printer and it's ridiculous. I can literally stand in my printer, but yeah. So it's something I forget now and then, and it sometimes gives issues. Like, yeah, I don't think this will fit that easily on most printers. So let's see, when was this made? Down here. I'm gonna reduce this distance again to 5 millimeters just to fit it on. Whoops, that's not the one. This is the one. And it should now fit on. Ooh, okay, yeah, that should fit. That's okay. 201 millimeters. Right. That should fit. And yeah. So let's set up a Thingiverse project for that. Actually, I don't know if that shows anything. It shouldn't, so I'm just going to do that on my other monitor for now. Nope, that looks fine. Yep. So UAP AC wall mount bracket tool. Yeah, that's fine. Tags, unify. Oops. Unify. And ubiquity. Spelled wrong. UAP. And then I'm bored. Then we need to export bracket. Let's make a project folder for it. Huh. From the quick start guide, it seems that the whole pattern should be the same. The brackets might not work, but the whole pattern should be the same. UAP AC Pro. I'll quickly find it. Quick start guide. So this bit here, the design of the UAPAC Pro mounting bracket facilitates upgrades from the Pro. Oh, so it's the non-AC one. Okay. So apparently the AC one uses these three holes, where the AC Pro uses. Oh, the Pro one uses these three holes, and the AC Pro uses these four holes. But yeah, so having all five holes should allow you to mount either bracket to this bracket. And the HD one looks to be similar, but maybe not. But I am going to put this as a work in progress until people have confirmed that it fits. I'll rename that to UAP AC. UAP Pro bracket. Oh, by the way, I don't know if people know about this, but in Windows, if you like select a lot of files like that, and then hit F2, ta-da! It's pretty neat. Then I guess I will do a oops. A quick render. Like that. What should the appearance be? Nylon, I guess. Because do they have PLA? No. But I mean, I can just do that. I don't know, the nylon one looked a bit better. Plastic matte white. Yep. Let's go with that. And then let's do a nope, not that. Settings. Oh, I forgot. Use the render tool. Okay, render. I can do a cloud render, but that will be queued. So let's do a custom one. Let's just do a 1920 by 1080. And let's do a local render. Excellent. And then let's see what that does. That'll probably take a while. Because it's ray tracing. Yeah, I see what you mean. So I guess this is not for the AC Pro. I guess this is just for the HD. Oh, it is really chewing some CPU for that render. So let's check the quick start guide, because that is where they have the screw hole pattern. Because this is very much like what the UAPHC HD looks like. But this is the Pro. So I think the store render they have here, I think that's a render. Oh, that's definitely a render with this fake shadow down here. So yeah, that's a render, and I guess it used to have square binding patterns when they did the render. I don't know. This grommet here is pretty cool. Well, so I'm gonna rename these. I'm gonna assume that it works for all of them, and then I'm gonna hear back from people complaining. UAPAC. Something like that. Let's see, did this get done? It did. Looks pretty good. What a nice name. It just rolls off the tongue. That should about do it. Cool. Can you at least go like hide in the background while you do that? Thanks. Whoops. Do you want a channel in there? No, it's fine. I always like err on the side of as least personal information as possible, unless I know, uh, because a lot of people don't like, especially on IRC, a lot of people don't like not being anonymous, I guess. How to sign this? Where can I write that? How to send this? Add text carefully. No, I'm not gonna add that. Summary required. Cool. Fusion 360. I think that's about it. Oh, right. The render. Save and view. That's interesting. That's fine. Okay, cool. It's live. Bloop. Cool. That should do fine. And cut.